Hello, St. Paul Church family and the Charlotte Mecklenburg community at large. I'm Reverend Dr. Robert Scott, Senior Pastor here at the St. Paul Church in Charlotte, North Carolina. Here at St. Paul, we want to care for our congregation in all respects, including the physical well-being of our community. Like so many of you all, I have been following the evolving story dealing with the coronavirus with great concern, as well as speaking with local city officials and several pastors in the area to gain a better perspective on how we should proceed as far as this weekend. To that end, I'm asking you, our congregants, to take precautions to keep yourselves and others safe, especially in light of the recent developments with the coronavirus. So at this particular time, officials are not requiring the cancellation of public events or Sunday church gatherings. Here at St. Paul, we will be open for both of our services at 7:30 and 10:30. However, we will not have individual Sunday school classes, as we will have one large Sunday morning live class in the main sanctuary. We have decided not to have our scheduled ministry fair. We will not be having our children and youth worship services. And if local and state officials do require closure, or we determine that it's in the best interest of our St. Paul family to close, we will inform everyone to the best of our abilities through our website, emails, text messages, phone calls, and social media. During this time, here's how we are committed to keeping our campus clean. First, we will sanitize highly touched surfaces before and after each service, such as our doors, handles, tables, water fountains, and sink. Our staff and volunteer teams are expected to wash their hands with great frequency, and we ask that you stay home if you are sick. We're going to provide hand sanitizing stations around the campus for everyone's use. During this time, we're asking you to help stop the spread of the virus in following ways. First of all, stay at home if you or a family member are sick or you're just getting over a sickness. Even though you may be feeling better, you may still have some symptoms of your illness, and we want you to stay home and continue to get better. Wash your hands often with soap and water for at least 20 seconds, especially after going to the bathroom, before eating, and after blowing your nose, coughing, or sneezing. If you sneeze, please cover your cough with a tissue or in your arm, and get in the habit of not touching your face so often. Here at St. Paul, while we love to be a gracious and loving congregation, we're going to forego the shaking of hands and hugging and embracing here at the church for a while. So we're asking, as far as social distance is concerned, that you will wave or give a friendly smile. If you or someone you know tests positive for the coronavirus, please let us know so that we can find ways to help you, to pray for you, and everyone involved, and to take the necessary precautions here at St. Paul. If you or a family member are sick or you need to stay at home during this time, we want to invite you to watch our services online. We got an open spot just for you while you're out. You can access the sermons on our link through our church website, through our YouTube, Vimeo, or Facebook Live by searching for St. Paul Baptist NC. That is STPaulBaptist NC. There are three ways you can help from afar. Number one, pray. Pray for those who are impacted by the virus. Pray for those whose families are being impacted and their loved ones. Also pray for scientists who are trying to find a cure to this virus. I'm a person of faith, and I also believe that faith informs my science and my science informs my faith. I do not see a contradiction between faith and science. Second of all, during the worship time, if you're not able to come, we still invite you to participate through watching, through prayer, through praise, as well as through giving. And you can give through our church website or the app called Givelify. And in the coming weeks, we're looking for different ways that we can be a blessing to the community as the likelihood of mass quarantines or school cancellations take place. Then finally, we can serve through our various missions and ministries. as we've been praying and thinking about ways that we can be together for our neighbors amid this outbreak. Call those who may not be able to get out. They need to hear from the people of God. They need a kind word. They need encouragement. They need to be reminded that they are not going through their ordeal by themselves. There's one last thing that I would like to share before I end this recording. I have colleagues, women and men across the width and breadth of this land, who are dealing with a tough decision as far as whether or not to proceed with worship this weekend, as well as other gatherings. And there have been those who have been castigated for not having church service. And then there are those who have been castigated for having church service. I believe that my sisters and brothers in ministry who are serving as pastors are doing what they feel is best within their particular community and church context for their setting. So now is not the time to necessarily be berating one another based upon the decisions that we make, but we really need to be praying for one another and become the ecclesia, the church that God has called for us to be. While this is the decision that we're making to remain open until some other drastic measures may have to be taken, I want my brothers and sisters to know, those who have decided not to have worship, as far as inviting people to their physical space, that we're praying for you and with you. We want to share the love, the care, the compassion, and the concern of our Christ. And I know that as far as the uncertainty of this outbreak is concerned, and it's creating anxiety in our families, in our workspaces, schools, and everyday activity, we need to know that God is with us. And we need to pay careful attention to all that is happening around us. And we need to pray for all who are being impacted by this illness, as well as their caregivers. And I'm going to also ask that we pray for our health care givers, doctors, nurses, and staff at hospitals and doctor offices who are working around the clock to do all that they can to minimize the impact of this virus. In closing, we're reminded by the psalmist that God is our refuge and our strength, a very present help in a time of trouble. So do not allow for ourselves to be consumed by fear, but let us walk in the confidence of our Christ. And let's use this opportunity to be the hands and the feet of Jesus through our compassion, care, and prayers for others. God bless you all, and may heaven continue to convey the presence and the grace of our God.